I discovered this first in Latvia, which was the first place branding project I worked on when I was a student at Oxford, and Wally was my teacher. And we went out there for about a month and talked to a lot of people, especially in Riga. And I remember once talking to an advertising creative, and she said to me, you're trying to promote Riga, among other things, as a tourist place, but why would anyone come here? This place is terrible. I don't even like living here. I thought, well, okay. That's probably an issue. I disagreed with her even at the time. I think Latvia is really neat, and Riga is one of the neat cities in Northern Europe. This happened again. This was not an isolated case. I realized last year, speaking in Budapest, after the talk, there was a roundtable discussion, about 12 people sitting around, and they were telling me we can't really have an external branding program because we're the most self-loathing country in Europe. We have the highest suicide rate. And, I said, I thought that was the Lithuanians. They said, no. They had that last year, but we got the title back. We're number one. I said, all right, well, you better take care of that. Call me back in a couple of years. Rio, another case, we've started working down there with the state of Rio de Janeiro. They have an identity issue. It's the same but different. They kind of have a higher, they bask in the reflected glory of what everyone else thinks of Rio. They think less of Rio than everyone else does. But they have a good justification for it as well, which is that they were the capital of Brazil. I hadn't known this, but Rio was the capital for 200 years until Brasilia came online in the 60s. And Rio, of course, retains its specialness and its splendor, but they need to find they need to work on their own identity, the way they think of themselves, and that's one of the things that this project called One Rio, which we're helping them with, is set to do. So self-concept or self-esteem is often an appropriate area for a branding program to address, and it's sometimes necessary to address first before moving on to external perceptions.